Hey everyone, I'm Paul Grzenia, your Phoenix Realtor. Today I'm going to be showing you this great tool that you can use to take a look at the cost of living in Phoenix. And if you're moving or relocating to Phoenix, please reach out if there's anything I can help with. So the name of this website is called Numbeo, and it's a really great tool, if you're considering a move to Phoenix and you just want to get an idea of what the costs are going to be like relative to where you're currently living. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different if you're single, married, and also the type of lifestyle that you live is all going to factor in here a little bit different. But I think the last city I had in here was New York. Excuse me. And so you can see a family of four, estimated cost $3,793 without rent. Single person monthly cost just over $1,000 without rent. And Phoenix is 25.5% less expensive than New York, and rent in Phoenix on average 52.3% lower than New York. So I would agree with both those statements. If you're familiar with the cost of living in New York or their real estate market, they're probably top 5 in the country, top 10 in the world. So if we take a look at some of these things, meal for two, an expensive restaurant, about $20. I would say that's probably right. You're probably looking at Chipotle or maybe In-N-Out Burger. Meal for two, mid-range, about $80, 3 courses. I would agree with that for a mid-range restaurant, but I would say, me and my fiance, we do like to have probably about 2 drinks each, or maybe we'll split a bottle of wine. So if you include that in the price, you're probably on the high end here in that $130, $150 range. Again, that's just going to depend on the type of restaurant you're at. Cappuccino, $5.20. I feel like that's a little bit low depending on the drink and where you're getting your coffee. Let's say you go to Starbucks. One of my favorite drinks this year was a grande pistachio latte with almond milk. And that would always come out to $7. Now that you pay, they always ask for tips at Starbucks. I generally give $1. So a coffee at Starbucks is $8. I know that seems insane, but I guess that's inflation for you, right? Coke, Pepsi, $2.50. I don't drink soda, but it's probably about right. Water, small bottle. I'd probably say $2. And then if you get something like a Fiji or a Voss, you're probably at $4 or $5. You can see milk, $3.34 a gallon. I'd say that's probably for a store brand. There's a local dairy here I love called Danzian, and their milk generally is between $5 and $6 a gallon. Let's see, they have eggs down here at $4.62. I do think that's still a little low. I'm still seeing eggs, in the $6 to $7 range for a dozen. Let's see, one-way ticket on the light rail, $2.40. I haven't been on the light rail for a while, but I'd say that's probably about right. $4.26 a gallon of gas. I think that's still a little low if you're in the Phoenix metro or a busier part of town, maybe, on the outer Phoenix metro, it's about $4.26. And also if your car takes premium, you're probably closer to $5.50 a gallon still. So let's see, utilities here. Looks like it has a $200 utility bill for a 915 square foot apartment. I think that's about right for electricity, heating, cooling, water, and garbage. We definitely get a much higher electricity bill in the summer, obviously because it gets so hot and you're running your AC a little bit more. So I definitely recommend looking into, depending on if you have SRP or APS, kind of they call it like an easy 3 plan, where from 3 to 6 or 4 to 7, those are peak hours. And so you try not to run any of your utilities or use your dishwasher or your washer dryer. That definitely helps. I decided to go with an average plan this year. So, you know, my AC bill or utility bill in the winter was like 60, 70 bucks. And the summer it was, you know, in the high fours. And so I had them do an average. I'm paying about $260 on the average months. And now that it's getting hotter, I'm getting up to $270, $280, but still in that $275-ish range. I think it's nice to kind of know what to expect versus just having a very low in the winter and a very high in the summer, but that's just me. Internet's about 80 bucks. That's about right. I pay $65, $70 for a CenturyLink. I have their Giga internet or their fiber optic internet, and I think that's like 1,000 Mbps, but sometimes it is so slow. So you're probably about 80 bucks a month. That's about right. Fitness, $31. That's probably like an LA Fitness or equivalent. Mountainside is a big gym out here. That's probably, I think they're like 60 or 70 bucks a month. And then if you get into Lifetime in the Village, you're probably somewhere between $150 and $200 a month for those gyms. Now let's see, it says rent. So rent in a city center and rent outside of a city center. So a one-bedroom apartment's about $1,700. You know, for an average, I'd say that's about right. And then outside those areas, on an average, $1,484, I'd say that's about right. So now that we're touching on rent, I'm going to go into this other article. And just so you guys know, if you keep scrolling down, there's a little bit more information, but I kind of want to go into this so you guys can get an idea. And this article is basically how far will a $1,500 rent budget get you in Arizona? And so basically this article pulled data from 200 cities from the MLS, and you can see here that $1,500 on average gets you about 782 square feet for an apartment. Number one ranked was Wichita, Kansas. For $1,500, you can get 1,463 square feet. And then Manhattan ranked the lowest, and that gets you 243 square feet. So basically one tiny bedroom. That's not an apartment. That's, you know, that's a loft. And I love this map right here where you can get the most and least space for $1,500. You can see the Midwest and Southeast. So I wouldn't say Chicago. I'd say probably this area right here, because then when you get down to, you know, some parts of Florida and then maybe like Austin, Dallas, some of those places are going to be a little bit more pricey. And then it says right here, 32 out of 50 cities with the least space can be found in California. Obviously, California is very expensive. So let's see how some of our cities ranked here in Arizona. It says Arizona's highest ranking city was Tucson, and for $1,239, you can get 762 square feet. So that puts Tucson at number 37. Really great. Phoenix came in at number 62. So again, average $1,556 across the Phoenix metro. And for about $1,500, you can get 801 square feet. So that's a small one bedroom. It's not terrible. You'll find similar rent sizes on a $1,500 budget in Mesa, Glendale, Chandler, Gilbert. It's going to be a little bit less expensive out there for sure. Scottsdale is going to be considerably more expensive. I agree with that. Average apartment out there is just over $2,000. And for $1,500, you're probably going to be, it says, in the 674 square feet that's going to be a loft. So plan to pay a little bit more in areas that are nicer, busier. So Central Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, Midtown Phoenix, and those very highly desirable parts of Scottsdale. So probably around the Old Town areas, and then North Scottsdale are definitely going to be more expensive. And then it also talks about Tempe being number 71 with the average monthly rent $1,909, and $1,500 is going to get you 690 square feet. Now, that is because ASU is located in Tempe, and so you have all those college students looking for places to live. You also have a lot of investors buying condos and homes and then renting to those students. So that definitely drives the price up. And Tempe is also, it's not just a college town anymore. There's some opportunity zone there. So a lot of businesses have been moving there and building and bringing their offices there. So there's a lot of young professionals and families there that have moved there in the last few years. Whole Foods built a store there in the last couple of years. So it's definitely gotten a lot nicer and doesn't feel like, a small little not so great college town. It has definitely gotten so much better over the last 5 years. So it actually is a nice place to live. And there's a couple buildings down there on Tempe Town Lake that have some killer views of the lake and mountains. And then last but not least, it says Peoria and Surprise, the same budget gets you about 825 to 844 square feet. So that's going to be the west side, northwest side, and you can definitely get a little more bang for your buck out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in the area or have questions about the market, let's connect. You can call, text, or email anytime. I have clients from all over the world and can't wait to hear from you guys. Even if you currently live in Phoenix, I would love to help. Thanks for checking out this video. Ciao.